Imagine getting an offer tomorrow to sell your business. Would you know what it's worth? Would you know how much you would owe in taxes? Would you even be ready to leave? Most business owners assume they'll figure these things out when the time comes. But the problem is that by the time that opportunity arrives, it may already be too late to make the most important changes. I'm Megan Yakubuski from Scotia Wealth Management, and today we're talking about business transition planning and 5 questions every business owner should know the answer to. At its core, transition planning is about preparing for what happens to your business when you eventually leave it, whether that's a planned retirement, selling to a third party, or passing it on to your kids. But it's not just one decision, it's a whole process, looking at how the business is owned, how tax efficient the structure is, what risks exist, and how everything fits into your estate. And here's what a lot of owners miss. The best time to build this plan isn't the year you want to leave, it's actually years before that. Because a good plan doesn't just cover retirement, it also covers the stuff you can't predict, like a health scare or a sudden falling out with a business partner, even an unsolicited offer to buy the business out of nowhere. If your plan only works in the best case scenario, it's not really a plan. So, what are the questions every business owner should know the answer to? Number 1, when are you actually ready to leave? Some owners have a number in mind, like a specific age. Others are waiting to hit a milestone, like finishing a big project or seeing when their kids are ready to step in. Whatever it is, that timeline shapes everything else. So it's worth actually naming it instead of just leaving it vague. Question number 2, who's going to run it after you? This is often the hardest question for business owners, especially when family or longtime employees are involved. What's best for the business isn't always what your family and employees may expect. And the earlier you have that honest conversation with them, the more time you have to come up with a solution that's less painful down the road. Question number 3, have you actually transferred the knowledge? Every business owner carries knowledge that never made it into a manual, like key relationships, how to handle a difficult client, what really moves the needle. If that knowledge is only in your head, the business is more fragile than it looks on paper. Question number 4, is your estate plan actually built for this? A lot of business owners have an estate plan, but it might not have been touched in decades. Strategies like an estate freeze, corporate structure, or having the right insurance in place can make a massive difference in minimizing the taxes and costs you pay when the business changes hands. But this only works if these strategies are set up in advance, not scrambled together after the fact. Question number 5, what is the business actually worth and is it sellable? The value and appeal of your business should be assessed years before any sale, not the month before. The reason being, if there are gaps in something like the management, in the financials, maybe the business is very dependent on you as the owner, 3 to 5 years gives you time to actually fix them. A lot of business owners put these things off, and here's why. It usually comes down to 3 things. First, emotional attachment. For a lot of owners, the business isn't just an asset, it's their identity. Letting go of that control can feel like losing a huge part of themselves. Next, false assumptions. Some owners just assume their kids will take over, but have never actually had that conversation. Others might assume that their existing tax and estate plan is good enough when it hasn't been reviewed in years. Finally, family dynamics. The business and your family are often very tangled together, and talking about what happens when the owner is gone can often bring up a lot of tension that nobody really wants to deal with. So it ends up being avoided again and again. None of these are reasons to skip planning. If anything, they're exactly why you need it. Transition planning isn't about giving up your business. It's about protecting everything you built it for: your family, your legacy, and the people who depend on that business. The owners who handle this well aren't the ones with the perfect exit. They're the ones who started the conversation early, put a real plan on paper, and revisited it as things changed. Ask yourself, if something happened tomorrow, does your business have a plan? If you're not sure, that's exactly the conversation we should be having. Reach out today at meganyakubuski.ca or call 647-924-4962.